Hey guys, CrossX here, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 trade-up contracts you can do for under $10 in CSGO in 2020. Uh, I figured out all these contracts myself, I've tested them all out, they all work, and I recommend all of them to you to try if you're trying to make some profit. Uh, if you like the video, leave a like, share it to your friends. These trade-ups are really good, they work well, and they're affordable, which, it's a good thing. So, yeah, let's get into it. Also, as a quick aside, I wanted to apologize for the fact that the audio is a little bit quiet and a little bit staticky. I got a new mic, and evidently it kind of sucks. Uh, so, you know, uh, I ask you to make do until I can make a replacement come my way. This trade up is here for those of you who really don't have a lot of money to invest in CS but still want to be able to do some trade up contracts. This trade up is the cheapest at 58 cents. That is ridiculously cheap. You need 9 factory new 5.7 coolants. The floats aren't insanely important, but you do want to kind of get decent floats for them if you can. You're going to need 1 field-tested gray quality skin from the Canals collection, and what that will give you is a 10% to get a Canals item. The P250, Tech 9, and SG will give you a profit, but by a really negligible margin. The SG is nice because it does give you a $2 profit, which means you are basically multiplying your money by a factor of 4. But the one you really want is this AK Baroque Purple Factory New, just $7.50. You can kind of just spam these trade ups, and it's a very solid way to kind of recycle your money. The best result that is a miss is the Khalil Cold Fusion. These are around 50 cents a piece. Seeing how you're only spending 60 cents or so per trade up, this is kind of like the best worst case scenario item, but obviously you really want either the AK or the SG. Alright, this next trade up is kind of like one of those really far-fetched trade ups. It's probably not going to happen, but if you're really bored and you just kind of want to do something for fun, this is kind of one of those that you can do. It's for the factory new P2000 Grassland. This is from the Militia collection. This is also a float-specific trade-up, and this is kind of a difficult one to do already, so whether you do this one or not, it's up to you. This is just one for fun more than anything. You need 1 gray tier item from that collection with a float of 0.09. Again, at or about or less if you can. You're going to need 9 filler gray skins with floats of less than 0.004. And this costs around $3.25, $3.50. The biggest problem is going to be getting these 00 float grays. When I do this one, if I get really bored, what I'll do is I'll buy them off of Skin Baron or any of those other sites, because you can just specify the float ranges, and I've never paid more than a quarter for the filler skins. So you paid 25 cents each, it's going to cost you like $3.25, maybe $3.50 at most. And I mean, you've got a 2% chance to profit, so not really a phenomenal, margin trade up. But if you do get it, it's a $65 skin. I mean, I've seen these sell for like $80 to $90 recently, so it's a good skin if you manage to hit it. The problem is, you have to hit it, which is easier said than done with a 2% chance trade up. But if you're bored, you just want to do something for fun, this is a pretty solid one. The next item will be a Norse collection item, and we're going to be going for a blue tier item. You're going to need 9 Scar 20 carbon fibers and 1 minimal wear Mag 7 chainmail. This trade up costs around $4, a little bit less, and what you are left with is a 41% chance to get the Deagle, 41 at the sawed off, both of which are a $3 loss. And you are left with a 5% for the CZ Emerald, 5% for the Scar 20, 5 for the Mac 10, and 5 for the Auto Shoddy. These are all $15 skins, so you'll be netting a $10 profit on every single one of these that you end up hitting. And you're basically got a 1 in 5 chance, actually a little less, it's like 18 or 17% chance, but it is still a very good, very low cost, $3.62 trade up to hit. Alright, so this next trade up is a little bit different than all the others so far. This is going to be the first, what I refer to as a two-stage trade up. What does a two-stage trade up mean? Basically, normally when we talked about the previous trade up contracts, I said you gotta buy this, you gotta buy that. These floats, throw them in, and just bang, you're done, right? This one's a little bit different because it requires a couple of steps to get the right items. First thing you're going to need to do is get yourself a P2000 Grasslands and field test it. Try to get the best float you can without spending too much money on a premium. You can still find them in, you know, the like 0.24, 0.22 range. If you look, you might have to pay like a 20% premium or something. You might have to pay like $3.50 on it, you know, instead of like $3.15. Not really the end of the world, but it does bump the cost up a little bit. Then you're going to need to, I used Scar 20 carbon fibers to use the train collection. You're going to want to try to keep them under 0.03. You can, if you're able to find them, which isn't incredibly hard, but you're going to have to be kind of patient. If you can find them with like 0.02 or less, it's going to help you out so much. I highly recommend it. If you can find them with the right float values that you need, with those like 0.02, 0.01 something floats, you know, that'll make your life on the next step 1,000 times easier. So if you can do it, I recommend doing it. Again, this costs around $5 per, and you've got about a 20% chance to hit it. If you do, you're going to get a 0.096, you know, light or regular blue tier item. If you lower these down, again, get this float down or these floats down, these will come out much lower, and the closer you can get to 0.09, the better your life is going to be. As a side note, a lot of these are actually kind of expensive, and you can just sell these on their own for quite a bit of money. 0.09 blue tier militia collection skins are pretty expensive in their own right. I mean, normally these are like $10 a piece. I've seen them sell for like $20 or more, just because the floats are actually not shit. I had a PP Bison Modern Hunter, I think it was a 0.0905, which was a pretty damn low float Modern Hunter Bison I got from a trade up. I think I sold that for like $50, which is more than twice of the normal market value. So this one, you can make just money off of farming on its own if you wanted to. But, you know, assuming you get, you know, one of your blue tier items that you want, and you don't want to sell it, you want to try to go for the big money, that's where we're going to come to here. You're going to need your 9 acid fades with your floats 0.04 or less. Here's the one caveat. If you can't get below if you can get your militia collection item like below 0.094, drop these from 0.004 to 0.003 or less. Try to get, you know, 0.025 scout acid fades, stuff like that, to kind of make up for the difference in the floats. If you do everything right, you will have a 90% chance to get the factory new M4 Nitro, which will fucking suck because then you lose like $15. And you have a 10% chance for the factory new M4 Modern Hunter, like a $200 plus skin. This is a really nice skin if you can hit one. They're very rare. They're super popular. You know, with a lot of the higher tier, you know, float collectors, Modern Hunters are really cool. If you can manage to pull this off, I mean, I recommend it. I mean, if you manage to find one of these with a good float at market price, just pick it up. Even if you don't plan to use it in a trade up, you'll make enough profit off of it just reselling. So yeah, I mean, this is the first two-stage one. This is the militia collection, and yeah, give it a try if you feel like it. This next one is a very easy and painless trade up. All you're going to need is a Tech 9 Hades from the Gods and Monsters collection in Battlescar. They're like $3.50 a piece, give or take. You're going to need your 9 SG Scar 20 carbon fibers in factory new, and you've got a 45% at the sawed off or the deagle. They both suck. And you've got a 5% chance for the MP9 Pandora's box and a 5% for the UMP Minotaur's Labyrinth. Both are like $30 skins, but the Pandora's box is actually an excellent play skin for the MP9. It's actually my personal favorite play skin for the MP9. So if you can trade up to one of these and you need an MP9 play skin, this is a very good play skin to use, and I highly suggest trying to get one if you can, because it's a great trade up to do. Alright, this next one is also going to be a Rising Sun collection trade up. This one's actually a lot more affordable though. You know, a lot slightly worse chances, but also a significantly smaller cost. This costs around $6. You know, again, everything's going to be cheaper if you buy off of you know, a secondary market, like if you buy off Skin Baron, you know, any of these other sites. I'm not sponsored by them, but it's just so much cheaper. I don't see a reason why you wouldn't. You're going to need a field-tested light blue from the Rising Sun collection. You really want to target 0.25 or less, ideally. Then you need 9 filler light blues. I just use Scar 20 carbon fibers from the Trade-in collection. I keep mine below 0.04. It's not very hard to find them. They're pretty common. It just, again, helps carry the floats. You've got a 43% for the Deagle Urban Rubble and 43 for the Sawed Off Amber Fade. That'll lose you like $5 on the trade up. You know, not the end of the world, but you know, it still sucks. Then you've got these three here, which are both around 5%. These are actually worth more than it says here. I think these are worth like $40 a piece almost on the Steam market. So these are very solid. And I mean, if you hit one, it's good money. I mean, you've multiplied your money by anywhere from a factor of 6 up to a factor of 8. So I mean, it's pretty solid. I mean, I highly recommend it. This next one is a one-part trade-up with an optional second part to it that I don't do because I'm not a fucking psycho. But if you are a psycho, or you want to big dick your trade-ups, I'll teach you how to do that as well. First part, you're going to need a item from the Dust 1 collection. I prefer to use well-worns with decent floats or field-testeds, if I can get them for a low premium. If not, just go with a Battle Scarred. It's not the end of the world. The difference is, you know, a $7.25 item versus like an $8.25. Not a huge difference, but, you know, saves you money. The rest of it, you want to use decently low float carbon fibers for a very specific reason. This will probably cost you like $10. You've got a 43% for the Deagle Urban, 43% for the Sawed Off Amber, 5% for the Sawed Off Copper Factory New. And this will not be Factory New unless you have a decent float, whatever this item is, whatever your Dust 1 collection item is, and good float carbon fibers, or whatever your Train Blue is, or Train Light Blue is. And this is definitely something you want to pay attention to in terms of floats, because this Sawed Off Copper and Factory New is a $90 item. That is very good for a $10 trade-up. If you don't really pay too close attention to your floats, your Sawed Off Copper will come out as minimal wear, just like a $70 item, 65, 70-ish, something like that. Not the end of the world, you know. It's still a shitload of profit, you know, but you could have more. The other outcome is this AUG Copperhead minimal wear. These do not come in Factory New. That is about a $70 item. And the last outcome would be an Op Snake Camo minimal wear. These are like $85. All in, you basically have a 15% chance to make a pretty fine amount of money. Anywhere from like the worst being $70 all the way up to like $90. That's a very, very solid margin. Now, you remember I said there's a part 2 you could do if you're a psycho. And most of you who have been with CS Trading and trade-ups know what the Dust Collection holds as a purple tier item. The Deagle Blaze Factory New, which runs around $400 and only goes up from there if you have a good float. What you're going to need is your blue tier item from the Dust 1 collection. Then you're going to need 9 Andonized Navies, whatever your blue tier filler skin is. You can use basically anything from the Italy collection, the Lake collection, or the Train collection. You could also use anything from the Bank collection, but those are like twice the price, and so are the anything from the Lake collection is like twice the price, so I don't really recommend it. So you've got a 75% chance to get the Pit Viper, which is $1, and you would lose everything and be sad. A 8% chance to get the Glock Brass Factory New, which is like $22. So, you know, not the end of the world. I mean, you're still losing like $40 in value. I really don't recommend that. You can get the P2000 Scorpion Factory New, which is $2. But you have an 8% chance at the Deagle Blaze Factory New, which is like $400. So again, if you're a psycho, go for it. And if you do it, let me know if you hit the Deagle Blaze or not. Again, depending on how you go with your floats, you could do some pretty wild shit. If you swapped these Andonized Navies for like 00 float Scout Acid Fades, you could get this easily to a triple or quad 0 float Deagle Blaze, which is which is pretty wild. So yeah, I mean it's one of those trade ups that if you hit, you're absolutely insane. So if you want to try the either insane person version or the normal person version, I highly suggest both because they're both good trade ups, I think. Alright, here's the next one. This is a another float dependent contract. This is going to need 9 acid fades with the typical 004, and your item you're going to need is a blue tier item from the Esports 2014 Summer Collection. Again, 0.09 at or about. You know, you can go up to 0.1, as I've said before, but just drop the floats on your acid fades to compensate for it. This trade up costs like $10. You got a 65% chance to get the M4 Nitro Factory New. You hit that, you're going to lose like $5-6 depending on what you paid for your inputs. You've got like a 7% chance to hit, you know, each of these items, which are the Glock, MP7, P90, and PP Bison. You hit any of these, a lot of these are actually worse than the Nitro. You're going to lose like $7 off of these. What you really want is this. Deagle Crimson Web Factory New, 7% chance. It's like an $80 item. And I've seen them go for higher than that. It's a really good play skin anyways. People really like these, you know. They've kind of dropped in price in the last month or two. They were at like 90 to 100. They're starting to swing back up to that range though, so the price is recovering on them. It's a 7% chance. You know, you can get it. Go for it. I mean, it's a nice skin if you can do it, and good profit if you can hit it. This next trade up is also a trade up for the Canals collection. This one uses a single Dual Beretta's Emerald Factory New and 9 sawed-off Amber Fades. The reason we use Factory New Dual Berettas is the cheapest item, that is a blue tier item from the Canals collection, is a Battle Scarred skin, and that costs about $4.75. So it makes sense to upgrade to a Factory New for only 7 cents extra, because you just get that much better float whenever you get whatever item you do get. It costs about $10. You have a 75% chance you get the Tech 9 Red Quartz Factory New, which is worth 19 cents. Then you have a 8% chance to get the MP9 Stained Glass, which would give you a $15 or a $25 profit. Then you have a 8.3% chance to get the Nova Baroque Orange, which is a $20 profit, and a 8.3% to get the Mac 10 Filigree, which is a $25 profit as well. Um, you're getting a 1 in 4 chance you turn effectively $10 into 30 something. This is a pretty high risk, high reward contract because the fail outcome, you lose everything. But if you do get one of these skins, they all have really good 0.01 floats, and the stained glass is an excellent play skin. I would easily place it up there, probably either equal or the number 2, in my opinion, best MP9 play skin in the game. Alright, this next one is going to be for the CSGO Weapon Case 1 or the Art and Steel 1 collection. You're going to need one blue quality skin. I use the minimal wear MP7 skulls. The float value doesn't matter. You know, the skulls is the cheapest, at least from what I've seen, so I would recommend that. And then I use 9 field tested sawed-off amber fades from the train collection, and it costs around $9 per trade up. You have a 75% chance to get the Tech 9 red quartz, which is 19 cents. So that would really suck. Then you have a 10% chance, or 8% chance at the Glock Dragon Tattoo, 8% at the minimal wear USP Dark Water, and a 8% at the minimal wear M4 Dark Water, all of which are going to be like $30 or so. If you want to increase your margins a little bit, if you upgrade the sawed-offs to minimal wears from the train collection respectively, and you actually cherry pick some good floats, you can get these up to I've been able to get them up to factory new before, and those definitely are worth slightly more. They're worth like $45 instead of like 30. But I mean, it's really up to you whether you want to do that or not. But this one's pretty good. 9% chance, or $9 trade up with a 25% chance to basically increase your money by almost a factor of 4. So it's pretty solid.